As a girl, that do you find yourself setting that standard? Like, you're the man now, someone else might come later on.
Both consciously and subconsciously.
Right.
Subconsciously is when the things I do just by being me, they see. When we got married, my wife had just been promoted where she was working. She was earning more than I was. Yeah. So, and a few months later, she resigned. She couldn't stay there beyond that, so she resigned. So note, the person with the higher salary is no longer earning it. So our income has gone down by more than half.
Yes.
Do you know the funny thing is when we were dating and before she was promoted, I was earning more than her.
Yeah.
When she was promoted and now overtook me.
How did that make you feel?
At first, I questioned myself, did I ever make her feel like the lesser earner? Because my time has come. Yeah. I was like, yo. I thought, I even just asked her, babe, did I ever make you feel like you earn less than me? But I kid you not, for the time that, that time when she was still at the place she was working, she never made me feel any less of the man of the home.
Welcome to the Man Cave podcast. This is another episode with myself, Kevin Maina, your host. Today in studio with me is someone who happens to be a father, as is our tradition to invite fathers here, Mr. Dann Mwangi.
Yes, sir.
Introduce yourself, sir.
All right, my name is Dann Mwangi.
Yes.
That's it.
You're a father. How many kids do you have?
Oh yeah, first I'm a husband. That made me helped me become a father.
First, you're a husband.
I'm a husband to one beautiful wife, Wangeshi.
Nice.
Father of two beautiful girls, Bella and Jerry.
Girls,
and
you're lucky.
Yeah, they call me a girl dad. I discovered it's something like that.
Yeah, there's something like a girl dad.
Yeah, so
I hear you guys receive all the love,
bruh.
unconditional.
It's culture shock for me, man. I grew up in a house of boys. I didn't have a sister, so
we are boys as well.
Yeah, exactly. So growing up, we didn't have things like "I love you." Now my house is full of that. Yeah. Then the thing about, even apart from hearing Paul saying it, you can see the kind of affirmation girls get from their fathers.
And affection.
Exactly. And you're like, these chicks listen to what I say, and it's such a big deal for them. You may see some things in the movies, they look like it's for the movies, then some of them you're like, it's real. Like you tell them, it's fine, I'm here.
Yeah.
And they buy that.
And it actually, you can see how much it means to them.
Exactly. So maybe someone is scared, and at night maybe someone had a nightmare or something, and she'll run and come, and you're like, okay, what's up? So you talk to her. I mean, you affirm her, then say, let me take you to bed, pray with her and say, okay, you'll be fine. If anything, just come, I'm still here. Okay, yes, sour.
Amazing.
It's cultural. It's different from how some of us grew up. I think we had nightmares and dealt with them ourselves.
As a girl, do you find yourself setting that standard? Like, you're the man now, someone else might come later on. So do you find yourself consciously or even subconsciously just setting that standard of like making sure your daughters are treated right? And
yes,
all that?
both consciously and subconsciously. Right. Subconsciously is when the things I do just by being me, they see. So they'll see, and you'll see them imitating or picking up habits. I'd hate to admit this, my wife would hear this, but I bite my nails. So at times I see my daughters biting their nails, I'm like, stop it. Then I'm like, I'm such a hypocrite, man. So it's one of those, you're like, dang, man. So some things subconscious, some of them I'm deliberate. I have to be. And I'm not doing it. I don't do it so that men in the future do not mislead my daughters. Yes. That can be an outcome, but I do it because I want to give them their value. Right. So that you're not basing your relationship on other people. So I'm not doing it so that I'm not going to take you for dinner at an expensive place so that when some dude comes flashing expensive things, you'll be okay. Yes. That's an outcome. Yeah. But in primary, I love my daughters, so I'll do big things for them as much as I can. Because they are valuable. So whether a guy comes or not, it's not a quote wasted experience.
And they're not attached to what you're doing. It's more from where it's coming from.
Exactly. The value. I'm big on value of something. And that also comes with things like being able to say no. Right. They'll be like, Baba, I want this. And at times they're like, we can't afford it now. Yeah. I mean, my daughters are young. Firstborn just turned 6 last week. Oh. And secondborn is 4.5. Happy
birthday to that one.
Yes, sir, Bella. she's in some ways a little me. So
a sanguine, you
mean? Oh, yeah. Yeah, like full of life, and my
Nice.
daughters, my wife are all morning people. So in the mornings, I'm like,
All morning people.
yeah, I'm a night owl.
And you're a night
I'm
owl.
full night
Yeah,
owl.
I've seen you stay late here. working.
I'm a night owl. I'm the kind of guys who probably, if I didn't have my wife to remind me to come to bed, I'd probably be in the sitting room doing something up
Still,
to 6 a.m.
Yeah.
But so some things I'm very deliberate about. Being a father, where I have to walk my talk. I can't be. That's why I'm saying it. I feel guilty when I catch myself biting my nails, because if I tell my children, you're not meant to be doing ABCD, I should be the one to do it.
That's true.
Some things, of course, have dimensions of at their age not allowed to, but I should also then not expose them to.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. There's stuff that a child, they may see some little violence on a movie or something,
Yes.
which for me is an issue, but for them it could be a traumatic thing. So
That's true. That's
I'll
true.
not watch that kind of thing when my
Yeah.
children are there.
Wow.
I would be deliberate about it.
In a way, it makes you better even as a human being.
It does,
because
actually.
you have to sort of be conscious of.
Being a parent, just a deliberate parent, and one who is deliberate about being present, changes your life. The pastor who did our wedding about 8 years ago.
80 or
8.
8.
We'll get there. Just give us another 72. And I remember he told me, getting children is almost like getting born again. Your life changes. And I'm like,
Amazing.
at that time I was not a parent, I was not married. I'm
Like,
like, sounds cute. Now I'm like, your life changes. Like, I can't just decide, hey, I mean, even when my wife, when I just got married, we'd say, we've got a few extra coins, let's go to Naivasha. Now it's a whole thinking, when is it? Is it a Sunday? Tomorrow there's school with the kids. Have they done homework? CBC, bruh, CBC.
CBC. It's making you guys work again.
I'm like, so when am I resting? So it changes your
Thought
life.
I left school.
Yeah, man. I was like, my bro, my younger bro is doing his PhD.
Yeah. Wow.
And so I'm like, hey, who anasoma? My wife is doing her masters. My bro's wife has done her masters. I'm like,
where uko CBC?
mi nasoma news.
Unasoma news. A win is a win.
A win is a win, but you gotta take it home
A win is a
for
win.
the home run.
Awesome.
Yeah, talk to me.
Talking about 80 years old and the ones that you have, we're talking about retirement planning for your family. Now, I have some questions here. In fact, when this topic was brought about, I was like, hey, Dan, hizi ni hii inakaa ni kama walikupea hii as a
Wananihintia
talking
nitoke
point. Sijui wanataka wanakupea cues and clues.
I'm going to be retiring.
Yeah? Or do you plan on that? I've had people saying, just even before we go into this, I've had people saying, me, I want to retire by the time, like for example, my dad, and I've shared this story. He's one of those guys who planned himself very well, according to his timelines. And he was like, I'll work for this period of time. And by 40, 45, I'm done.
Mutaratara.
And once he turned 45, he retired. And now, yeye anaishi maisha yake. So there are those guys. So, and I've, on the flip side of the coin, I've had people who said I'm so passionate about what I'm doing. I don't think I will ever until my body stops. I've had that with footballers, and then when I retire at 32, mtu ameacha. So let's begin from there. In terms of retirement, what's your personal plan around that? Do you ever see yourself getting there, ama when you are, until the body refuses?
Well, I'd say for me retirement, maybe from a job.
Right.
I would retire from a job, but not from pursuing my purpose. And put it that way.
Okay.
So whatever skills, abilities, etc. I have, I'm a man of faith. I'm a born again Christian. So I believe in, I have a purpose on this earth. It's not limited to the job I have.
Right.
So even if today I stopped working here, doesn't mean that now I'm out of purpose.
Yes.
It just means it's a new season. So for me, in my retirement, I'd still want to be doing something within the creative space.
Okay.
As a creative communication, information. And so I could retire from a job. I honestly don't have a very well written out plan, like you say, like for your dad. A part of me is like, let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
But I know the things I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
And it means I appreciate that different seasons I'll not be able to do different things. The same thing about the football, as you're saying.
Yeah.
At a certain point, your body just says, it's a wrap, But what then? You see the guys who are footballers then end up becoming like the coach.
Yeah.
You're still within the same circle
Yeah.
because it's your passion.
Yeah.
Or you find that even if it's someone who is in, say if it's me who's in journalism, communication, etc., there are things I can still be able to do and offer, to offer value. And for me, I'm quite big on helping the next person.
Yeah.
So one of my big passions, by the way, is film.
Interesting.
I'm
From an actor's POV or behind directorial production, producing?
across.
I
I began acting. You know those things of humble
Oh, yeah?
beginnings. I was acting as a sheep in church, so that's real humble beginnings. Kondo, you know, back in Sunday school and the like. So, but now having been in this media space, so I've gotten to learn a lot. Producing, just producing, especially.
Yeah.
Being behind it and where possible, you know, act etc.
Yeah.
And just allowing it to. I'm passionate about the message being put across.
Yeah.
Impact on lives, and I don't say it for kicks. I know guys say it because it's nice to say it on interviews.
Yeah.
But I'm like, if someone won't get impacted,
Yeah.
So what?
What's the use?
Like,
right?
so what for me,
Yeah.
really? I'm a bit of a radical on some things. I'm not big on awards, much as I'm in this journalism space. It's about
Yeah.
awards.
Yeah.
If someone nominates me and I get voted in and I get an award, well and good.
Yeah.
But the one for I apply,
You vote.
or
you
us
pay to
guys vote. No.
So you pay to-
For me, my biggest win is if I came and covered a story and there was tangible change.
Yeah.
If I get an award, well and good. If not, I'm really content with that,
Yeah.
and I've learned to be content with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think there's a time one of my relatives told me that because there's a time I was also trying to bag one of these influencer awards, and I was like, they didn't even nominate me. And I'm like, so she said something profound, and it was in the lines of a tiger cannot compete in a lion's game. So you may all be, you may all be doing the same things ostensibly,
Yes.
but you are cut from a different cloth. And the fact that you are not nominated or didn't get it doesn't take away from the work that you've done.
exactly.
So that was,
I think there's also a level, and in the same thread of what do you put your value in? Like, what do you value?
exactly.
If my value is in people praising me and etc.
Yeah.
Remember, the thing you value is a thing that could undo you. If I'm so tightly held on to what people think, the day they think negative on me, it will damage me.
That's true.
Again, the same guys who sang for Jesus, Hosanna, Hosanna, when he was at the back, are the ones who said, crucify him.
Yeah, that's true.
So if he was living for that per se,
Yeah, it would have.
he'd have told God, this cross
been a different story.
let's not even get to the cross, man. I
Yeah.
don't need it. Jump
Save
a cliff.
me here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm usually very keen on also being clear that not to say that those who do that are doing anything wrong.
Yes.
It's just my own personal convictions,
Right.
where I feel I feel at times some of those things for me
Yeah.
may potentially distract me from the goal I'm after.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, and there's a space for, like you're saying, if it's influencing, if it's about rallying people to support you on something, in and of itself, it may not be wrong.
Yeah.
The thing is that what is the end for you? Is that your end game?
Yeah.
That people come and everybody knows me.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Dan. You walk here, you can't. You have to be hiding throughout. But guys have even crammed your walking style. So maybe you need to be on some
Your
trolley.
kaki so good.
Exactly, man. You're in. I mean, after that, what?
Yeah.
Because what happens when that ends? If, for example, I'm living so much for being the biggest name on the internet, when there's an internet outage for a month, is that the end of my life?
Yeah, that's true.
I am part of my job is because I can speak.
Yeah.
So what happened today, God forbid, something happened and I can't speak anymore?
Yeah.
Is it that I have nothing to live for? So I think of all my abilities as a tool. That's the same thing now I also want to teach to my children.
Yeah.
That whatever they have, whatever skills and talents they have, see how to hone them, etc. But remember, they are tools to a bigger purpose.
Yeah.
So that for me is one of the things, when you talk about when fatherhood,
Yeah.
that I'm deliberate about instilling in them. That if, for example, they grow up and, for example, they one of them or both of them go into a space where they're creatives,
Yeah.
and they want to have a huge following, etc.
Yeah.
I'm not going to condemn them for that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'll just remind them that, remember, even as you do all this and you're growing big, you're growing your clout, your brand, you're building it.
Yeah.
Stay rooted.
Yeah.
You stay rooted. Trees look different, but they're going to the same soil.
Yeah.
So you could be rooted and you could be ile miwa. You know, you
Yeah.
could be rooted and you're the trees that are exactly.
That's
but
true.
stay rooted. Each of us is a different path. Some of us are the miwa that doesn't have flowers.
That's true.
will be cut soon and guys malizas. But then there are some who you will be rooted and you'll keep having flowers, they'll fall off.
Interesting.
Each of us is a different journey. So I'm big on what really matters.
Yeah.
Stay grounded in what really matters. Then all these other things are tools in the same direction.
I like that, because I was about to ask you, even having different kids, how do you make sure you sort of embrace their own uniqueness?
Oh,
and
yes.
The thing about rooting makes a lot
Exactly.
of sense.
And the thing is, personality types are different, sensitivities are different. You'll find some of them come with their personalities, some come with their ages. So they're just a year and a half apart.
Yeah.
But there's the potential of at times expecting the younger one to respond like the older one.
Yeah.
Like mbona ufanye hivi kidogo
we can duplicate.
in your head like uko na utoto, in your head like ni mtoto. At times I have to be deliberate. I talk about with my wife that day that don't expect of a child what you expect of an adult. So at times I get frustrated because the child is doing ABCD, but that's what children do.
Yeah.
At times you find you're overly protective. No, don't do that, you'll fall, you'll get hurt. But then you deny them the experience of being a child in a way. Then you find that in some situations, one of them is bold.
Yes.
The other one is a bit timid at a point, and the timidity is more of they are still getting a hang of the environment.
Yeah.
Then they'll be easy. So it's not for me to push them. No, you go and play with everyone. Stop. Look, your sister.
Or be like your. Ooh.
Exactly, and you're like, you don't want it to become that now. This is the perfect one. This is the one who's a mistake. It's just that they're different.
Yeah.
You know. Also, we're having a conversation with my wife about making sure we don't overemphasize for the firstborn. You have to set an example. So then the firstborn may start living for the secondborn.
Wow. I'm a firstborn. I found myself.
Exactly. So you're not doing something because you appreciate the value of it.
Yeah.
But because you're afraid of failing the other person. Wow. So you're not living freely. You're living out of fear of disappointing someone.
Yeah.
So we don't want to set that kind of a foundation. That yes, you be cognizant of the fact that the younger one is going to look up to you.
Exactly.
But don't let that be your primary driving force. Do something that is right because it's right, not because you will of the example you're setting.
Yeah, don't limit yourself.
So if for example you want to do something wrong and you say let me not do it, if you asked why, you should say because it's wrong. not because I'll be setting a bad example for my small sis or other. So just having that clarity of mind and just of understanding.
How early, in your context, how early do you think it is? Because we were talking before we went on air, and you're telling me how your wife is the one who takes care of most of the things monetary wise and financial wise.
She's a better financial planner, financial manager. Like
she's the guru.
She's disciplined.
I
mean, I'm also disciplined, guys. I'm not a mess. I'm not a train wreck, for the record, but I acknowledge that she has strengths that I don't have. When it comes to financial management, I can be the spendthrift. You know? She'll be, and she's not stingy, she's more disciplined. Put it that way. Though at times you'll find it flips. You'll find that times like, let's use money on ABC. I'm like, do we need to?
And now you're catching yourself.
Exactly. I'm like, when did we switch roles? I'm like, not a bad thing necessarily. But I think it's a thing for men. When you think about planning, like acknowledge, in principle, it's about acknowledging your strengths, your weaknesses, what your circumstances are, because not everyone will have a wife first of all, or will not have someone who will be there who they have some sense of accountability financially, and even those who have wives, not everyone has the same formula. There are guys who, I make my money, you make yours, we just divide, you pay rent, I do this, etc. It depends on what works for who. For us, what we found works for us is we just have one basket for everything. Interesting. We share a salary account. For us, communication and vulnerability and accountability, transparency is a big deal. It's a really big deal for us because it sets a principle. It has set a principle and a precedent that anything I do, basically, my wife would know. And that for me is also a thing of keeping me in check. If it's something that I know she wouldn't approve of, or I'm not sure, and either way I'll still have to consult her. So we can't have a huge spend when not both of us have approved. I mean, so we're not going to micromanage and, oh, babe, can I buy a mandazi for... you know? Ati, babe, wase wa kantina wamekuja hapa. Akileo naweza kula tu sausage mbili, please. You know? We don't want to get to that point of it becoming now, it can become repulsive.
Yeah.
But in principle, it's about the very key decisions are joint decisions, because we've come to also appreciate that, especially money can be a mess for relationships. So for the...
I was actually reading somewhere, sorry for cutting you short, that 80% of problems in marriages these days stem. They have something to do with money.
Money will bring out an element of disrespect sometimes. I don't have to tell you what I'm using my money for. You see, so the money has brought out the way I've talked to her. At a point, even stopped speaking about the money, but the money is what triggered it, you know. Or I went and spent on something, but she feels we didn't have money for that. It's not a priority. Have we paid ABCD? But you're buying this. Not that she may not appreciate, but it becomes a thing of you're not on the same page. You're not appreciating what really matters to us as a family. You probably went and bought something. It could be a case where a guy has bought his wife a gift.
Yes.
So not that she's kind of trapped. Not that she doesn't appreciate it.
She's like,
you know, how do it? Thanks, babe. Like, you know, there are those,
Yeah.
But we've come to see that it has helped us in that it has made communication easier for us and made it easier for me to, even when maybe I've done something I feel is not the best, I'll actually find it easier to confess and say, you know what? So I did this. I won't try and hide and say, let me look for a side gig so I can make that money and then plug it in. Like I was telling you before, we said, got on this, that whenever when I do side gigs or whatever, my wife knows how much I earn.
Yeah.
Before we got married, it was only HR, finance.
Yeah.
Who knew what I earn?
Yeah.
But now she knows. And it's deliberate, you know.
But I feel like that stems from also the person that, and I'm thinking of it from a young person's context. Now that I'm in, you know, trying to date and trying to get someone.
All the best, man.
You know, and I'm thinking about it now in your context. Even before you got into marriage, before you got a family, is it something that you're so deliberate about getting someone who is similarly willing to be as transparent as you are?
Yes. When you think about it, like, you know, the listener knows, say, you guys, now I feel old. You guys have like checklists. She needs to be this.
Yes.
I honestly don't think I ever thought of someone who anything about money. I guess because it was never a thing I thought is that big a deal. This I wish. Well, I didn't have it, man. I was struggling, and I mean, none of us was balling by the time we were getting married, you know, and it wasn't a thing that was. It was for me. It was the faith, the value system, the passion for the arts, passion for ministry. Someone then comes personality. Someone who's a good listener, also a good talker. Someone who would have the balance of, I mean, she'd be in a hood and jeans, but tomorrow she'd still be in an elegant dress. Those are the things. I never thought about the money that buys all these things. You know, I never thought about a good financial manager.
Yeah,
that I think somehow just
was like a byproduct.
Exactly. It was like bonus from the list I had. Yet the bonus is one of the biggest issues, you know, because like for us, we had to learn in a very uniquely hard way. When we got married, my wife had just been promoted where she was working. She was earning more than I was.
Hold it up.
Yeah. So, and a few months later, she resigned. She couldn't stay there beyond that, you know, so she resigned. So note, the person with the higher salary is no longer earning it. So our income has gone down by more than half.
Yes.
And by the time she was resigning, she didn't make the decision alone. We agreed.
Yes.
We have the culture of discussing, agreeing. So we agreed, you know what? It's time. So like, you just let it go. I'll take care of you. We'll make whatever adjustments we need to make.
Yeah.
So the adjustments we actually made. One, we're living in a 3-bedroom house on Bagathi. We went and moved to a small house, a 1-bedroom house.
Yeah.
Lower rent.
Yeah.
They're also balancing lower rent. If it's again too far, the extra rent goes to transport. So it beats the purpose. Then I had a car that I had purchased here through car loan. Yeah. And every month I'm being cut out a certain amount of money. So we decided it was a Subaru Turbo manual. Like it was gold. I know, man. Legacy, you know. And we decided, let's sell the car. Whatever balance Nation has, we pay them off.
Yeah.
Then we buy a car with whatever money remains. So that I don't have to be deducted any money monthly.
Yes.
So
You're cutting the...
Exactly. The monthly income now is whatever is disposable, available to me is more.
Yeah.
So that was helping us adjust. Then
makes sense.
I had to be very deliberate to make her, and it wasn't that much of a struggle, to be honest, to make her not feel like, you don't bring anything here. Like I control the money. It was our money. So that really set a foundation. The same account, she has access to the account.
Yeah.
She can withdraw.
Yeah.
So it was not really my money. Even when she was working, we're not doing, okay, you pay the rent, I pay whatever.
Oh.
It was the same basket.
The same basket.
We have a budget.
Yeah.
So we are paying from the same account. Then, because we don't again like micromanage, when that money comes in, each of us has a different account, right?
You get an allowance.
Exactly. Ni kama
get
pocket
a-
money. Mine used to be share fast.
It's so good.
See, but I was telling her, at times I mix mine with the one for fuel because I'm the one who's using the car more, But you realize, that's when you realize, anyway, my wife is a keeper in all ways.
Yeah.
As in, she'd have money when me have run out. I'm like, so now, naomba unisaidie na ni kama nimespend
Pay
sana.
allowance yako.
Yeah, exactly. So, and again, you don't want to be overly legalistic about it, so it feels like it's a burdensome or painful thing, but that's kind of how it worked for us and has worked for us. So I had to be deliberate, and I, honestly I didn't struggle. That for a while she was out of the job, like making her feel like, I have more say on this money. No, she would actually, and became our culture. So she's like, I think you're spending too much money. And she was comfortable saying it, and I wouldn't feel some
type of way.
Nothing.
You feel called out.
Do you know
gracefully?
the funny thing is when we were dating, and before she was promoted, I was earning more than her.
Yeah.
When she was promoted and now overtook me,
How did that make you feel?
at first I questioned myself, did I ever make her feel like the lesser earner? Because my time has come. I was like, yo. I thought, I even just asked her, babe, did I ever make you feel like you earn less than me? But I kid you not, for the time that that time when she was still at the place she was working, she never made me feel any less of the man of the home.
Oh.
It was never, because we had started creating a culture of we communicate, we make decisions together,
right,
based on this pool of resources, not uko na ngapi. That was what was working. That didn't work. That was not the route we took. We didn't even try it really. And so I still felt the man. And you see, my wife also has this culture of there are things her socialization makes her feel the man should do.
Right.
So we've gone somewhere, and maybe she's the one who still has some cash. She's the one who's carried the card. She'll give me, you do the paying.
Yeah, because you're the man.
Exactly. So I'm like, I'm the man, homie.
I'm the man.
I'm like,
It's not my money, but you never know.
I'm like, I'm the man. Guys, we paid.
Did you see that? Did you see that?
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
and she was like, she doesn't mind. Like for her, it's not, that's not what really matters in life. That, you have more money, I have more money. Like, is our marriage working?
Yeah.
Is our friendship coming together? That kind of thing. Yeah.
Amazing. Wow, I've learned so much. I need to get someone who accentuates my machismo even in moments when it may be questionable.
You just have to be like, to be honest, you maybe have all these nice things, but a man is still a man.
That's true.
I still have my ego things.
Yeah,
I have it, and so how to navigate that?
Yeah.
A girl is still a girl. She wants to be made.
She still wants to feel feminine.
Exactly. At travel, I've gone county edition, God knows where.
Yeah.
Then when I first, she gave me a look of. So me here, I'm trying to be a saver. So I've bought nothing.
Yeah.
I've gone there. So she's like,
Yani umetoka county.
haujatuletea kitu. I'm like, mazeven.
Yeah.
So like, then I realized understanding is good. Context, the culture she's come from, there was that. Her dad would travel and bring them stuff.
Yeah.
So that's the socialization she has.
Amazing.
Then again, she's like, by the way, no one is saying you bring an expensive thing.
No.
So whenever I go
Just
for
a
county
gesture.
edition,
Yeah.
hata ukinasema I've gone coastal, I'll buy a leso.
A souvenir.
A souvenir, something, yes. I get this, come I've gone to see, if it's like keep your there Maasai, I get this mashangas.
Yeah.
And that's enough.
And that translates even out to your daughters now.
My
as a father.
friend, you don't Now, once the two kids are nearly the same age,
Yeah.
everything is done like in twos.
It's like duplicate.
Yani, so even birthday, this other one has to also wear their hat before they get to a point where they can separate. Oh, this it's her birthday,
It's a
so
birthday.
mine.
Oh, at this age.
Yeah,
it's a
just
birthday,
they'll wonder, why am I not getting?
Yeah.
You know, as you're trying to teach them, so
Yeah.
slowly you start introducing them. But it's well, now when I go the thing about the gift, it has to be for everyone.
Yeah.
Hata herimini sijinunulie.
Yeah,
Ndasema
of
ile
course.
pesa ningejinunulia nimelipia rent. Yo,
Yeah.
nyumba tumelala hapo. I bought myself lunch, but for them lazima.
They're taken care
Yeah.
of. Interesting. I'm thinking now, because we were, talking about retirement.
Yes.
And I was thinking in the context of balancing.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming that you're planning for your retirement or saving for it, how do you balance, and I think we've gotten some answer inside, how do you balance it in terms of you're taking care of your everyday needs and you're still looking towards the future to make sure that that's sorted?
Yeah.
Is it making it automated, or how do you work around that?
I'm still learning, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm still a young man. Ish.
Yes, young man.
I think there's an element of one, understanding your strengths, your weaknesses. It's like a SWOT analysis.
Yeah.
If, for example, I find that I'm a spendthrift, am I the kind of person that needs to have like a standing order to a certain account? Because I'm not disciplined enough. Nikishaishike hivi hiyo pesa.
Yeah, unaanza kushitemeka. Excited. Huh? Chop my money.
Oprah, you have some money. You need. You don't think you need it, but you need it. Have it. You know.
Yeah.
So I think it's also about understanding your strength and playing to your strength, and also being aware and cautious about your weaknesses.
Yeah.
And then when you talk about opportunities, I'd think about the opportunity to get help. Either you could choose to do like a professional help, or it could be my wife, who's a better financial manager than I am. So she's the one who will handle the monies on that end. It's about saving, etc. And so my wife is a marketer. But currently is working she's doing still some marketing stuff, and also doing some about being a financial analyst, with this investment in bonds and the likes, which is a fairly new thing she's got into not too long ago, has gotten the grasp of it.
Yeah.
But I said not too long ago because it's not what informed her being more
financial
yes,
discipline.
Exactly. So I think it's a bit of a natural thing. But I think for the guy, at times I get so caught up in making sure that everyday things are sorted. Yes, I'm like, send me a shopping list.
Yeah.
Because for me, I'm like, there's no way my people will sleep hungry when I'm here. You know, there's no way we should be saying, I get home and ati hakuna nini, why didn't I know? Like, I think for a dude, even the ego.
Yeah, like
ati gas imeisha.
Hakuna. Na niko
So
kwa
okay,
hii nyumba.
venye iliisha, mbona mkunipigia?
Yeah.
Nimekuja ati mmepika sijui what?
Yeah.
So you know, so I'm like,
Yeah.
so for me, you're so caught up in the everyday run around. Okay, we have this. Have we paid all our bills?
Right.
The kids are in school. Okay, is everything taken care of?
Yeah.
Okay, sawa. So when money comes, at times you're so caught up in the rat, especially when you don't have extra.
Right.
And you're like, kuna nye sijalipa bado. Before you even think twice, really. And they're like, okay, like, babe, let me take you for lunch. I'm like, I hope I've paid everything. You know. Then you get there. So you find that. I think for me in principle, the little I've learned, acknowledging strengths, weaknesses, what opportunities you have to get help.
Yeah.
It's okay to get help. I know for some they may argue, some of them may cost you and you may not have the money. You'd rather use that money for something else.
Right.
Fair argument. But I guess even now with online, you can get opportunities to get tips on how to invest, to save.
Even apps that help, sort of this app that's like a wallet.
Exactly.
And you can sort of keep touch with, okay, I've spent on that, and tick the
I
box.
think if I look at that thing, I'll cry.
It keeps you on check. It's
I'm
like
those guys who
wallet.
I don't keep my receipts.
You want to check.
Yeah, and so you find that as I'm thinking about this every day, and so my wife gets a job, and I'm like, one of my first points of thought is, we are not changing anything. We're not moving. We're not changing cars first, because I'm like, we need to see what this new income means for us.
Right.
How much, because we've got some things that we were training with. So once we sort that out, how much buffer do we have?
Yeah.
And there's dynamics where we are staying now, what we are paying.
Yeah.
If we were to move elsewhere, it would mean we'd probably pay more
than that,
or we move further out from Tao. What does it mean? Dynamics again, as a parent, as a father. Does it mean our kids move schools? there's so many dilemmas. Like, you know, let's first of all not rock the boat, but it's not rocking.
Yeah.
It's good a new income stream has come,
It's come. You can even breathe a little more.
Breathe, yes. And I think so. For me, those are some of the things just to acknowledge and be like, what is manageable? Don't live for the people.
Yeah.
Don't
I feel
live.
like that's a really big in today's world.
It is.
Oh my goodness, Dan. It's crazy.
I'll tell you. The time I was staying in Ngong years ago. That was
Yeah.
before I got married.
Yeah.
I was already in an anchor.
Yeah.
So I had my car that I was talking about, you know,
Yeah.
my nice
Subaru.
Yes, sir. Turbo, turbocharged manual. I love that car. So as you can tell, man, you know, man.
Yeah.
And I remember that I had to choose to let go of the car. I'm losing my train of thought. What was I talking about?
You're talking about people pleasing.
Yes,
Like you're
yes.
living in
So
Ngong.
what happened?
Yeah.
So I'm in Ngong and I'm driving here. The suspensions, and I'm like. So I called my maker at the time. I think it's a guy called Kamunyo. Kamunyo, sasa hiki tunafanya hii makelele. Tukasikiza. Kasema, told me now this needs to be changed. What? It came to a bill of like I think 30,000 bob. I didn't have the money.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, what do we do? I don't have the money now. I cut the car. I parked it at home. I said, I'm going to be driving to work.
Public transport.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Take a matatu from Ngong
Yeah.
to Rini, and I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. Because imagine if I tried to now push myself either to drive that mess, the car with an issue.
That pressure
So the car gets worse. Or I have to omba someone to fix because I want to put up an image. I'm struggling financially. I was staying with my old man who was a bit sickly.
Yeah.
There's a lot of financial requirements of me. And I'm like, right now, even if I get some extra money, that may not be the first thing I need to do.
Yes.
So I'd use maths. Even today.
Today you still drive?
I've not javed in a while, to be honest. But I used to do this a lot.
Oh yeah, do the.
You know,
they're so convenient in this night.
Oh yeah. So you find at times we have one car.
Yeah.
And we're not at a point where we feel, I mean, we need a second car, but we're still trying to see, you know, my wife is pangang my money.
Yeah.
So so I'm like, Madam Financial Controller, do you think then but then we'll still exchange ideas, exchange thoughts, and so for me I'd leave the car at home.
Yeah.
So I tell my wife needs to use the car.
Yeah.
I find it's more she says, oh, I have a meeting due in Westlands and I need to go where I'm coming to park it at Nation Center.
Yeah.
She needs it more. It's a practical thing, right?
Yeah.
But she's not living at the same time I'm living.
Yeah.
So
you will just
I'll just tell her, you know what? Oh yeah. Or at times I have to come and work say on a Sunday.
Yeah.
They're going to church. Why would I come with the car?
Yeah.
For them, even if they start taking a cab.
More.
Yeah, and I'm coming to park it here.
Yeah, that's
so I call my nduthi guy.
Yeah.
Isaiah uko wapi? Tupatane hapo kwa gate na tukonipeleke job. The time my wife was going somewhere, so she dropped me where now she's going to the left, me I'm going to the right.
Yeah.
I told her when nishukishe hapo aljipanga. Then I looked and I'm like, even if I take a cab now, the buses will bring me here. I can still take a bus. Nikapanda basi. So as you walk in, there's some guys who look at you.
They
look at you like, this guy looks a bit familiar.
I've been seeing him on my screen.
And I'm like, and I'm like, did I survive or not?
Yeah.
Did anything happen to me? And I'm like, had I chosen to say, I mean, there's nothing wrong with taking a cab, but for me, in principle, at times you have to allow yourself to be flexible, which is the thing. It may sound nice when I say no, but at times it's a struggle. I'm like, man, I really don't want to. I don't have the strength. I don't have the money to take a cab. How do I go about it? You know, it's a struggle, but at a point you have to figure out something has to give. Yeah, something will have to give. So you'll find that at times, again, for a dude, you have to just get to a point where you're like, okay, amid the whole rat race, what is going to give? Yeah. At a point,
and what truly matters.
What
really.
truly matters.
And
for me, exactly. Am I doing it for image? The people who I'm trying to impress are probably stable. Yeah. And me, I'm getting more unstable.
Yeah.
To please them. They might not even notice.
No, 100%.
You know, a point
after they've seen you, that's it. The
thing is my value so much what people see about me, or what matters to me, the people who are around me, my family,
Yeah,
to see.
yeah.
And usually it sounds nice when you say that, but I guess maybe I used to be a bit cynical about it. Then I think I got into a family where it's just girls.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm so much more emotional. What's this about?
Look at me.
Like, bruh, when did you start doing that, man? Sell out,
Opening up.
Yeah, like,
Now
yeah.
opening up now.
But it's working for me.
Amazing.
Yeah, and I'm glad, man. It's my wife is one will come and tell me, so there are these bonds, I've put some money in bonds, etc.
Yeah.
Because why she'd do something like those, because the point we said, on this one you handle it.
Yeah.
You make the decision.
Yeah.
I won't question. Because the point we also, as you grow together, the trust levels, etc. and the maturity, you're like, okay, that's fine.
Grows,
it works. So you don't have to
Yeah.
micromanage. ABCD every time on
Yeah.
call. No,
What's
not
happening,
necessarily.
what's
Yeah.
I like that. It's all about a partnership that is formidable.
Yes.
That you guys can embrace your weaknesses, and it's about not pleasing people, and it's about always looking for the future. As much as you're dealing and juggling what's here,
Yes.
also look at what.
Yeah, me I'm
you're
like
planning for.
today, tomorrow.
Yeah.
My wife sits back and says,
says today is taken care of.
the day she told me there's some money I've gotten and I've opened a account for the kids. We've been planning for it.
Yeah.
But me, I'm always like, I get money. I'm like, I had some noise on the car.
Yeah.
If this car stalls, we all suffer. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
So her, she's not caught up in that cloud. Me, I'm the one who attempts the cloud may.
Yeah.
And she tells me, so I've opened accounts for the kids. I've deposited this amount of money for each of them. I'm like,
For the kids.
it may not
Wow.
be that much, but it's a start.
Yeah. Can
We've
you
talked
imagine?
about
They're
it for a
6.
while.
They're 6 years.
Yeah,
Can you
so
imagine
I'm
by
like,
the time they're getting
yeah,
to
so I'm
18?
like, thank God, man, this kid would suffer if it was me alone. I'm like, you kids need to thank God for your mama.
Otherwise,
I would take you boot camp all your life and expect some guy to come and treat you well.
yeah,
You know?
and demand it.
Exactly.
Dan, amazing. This conversation has been so wholesome. Thank you so much for
Thank you,
sharing
man.
with us. This is what the Man Cave is all about.
Yes, sir.
And we hope as you're listening that you'd want this for more than just the 40 minutes that we've done. More to 2 hours, 1 hour.
Yes, sir.
Remember, the event is on the 28th, actually. So, iko tu hapa. For about
hapa tu.
4 days away.
Yeah.
Then we do the thing. So make sure that you get your ticket. Make sure that you're there to listen to such conversations and more. My name is Kevin Maina, your host, your truly. I'll see you on 28th.